Very interesting halacha, the halachas of what bracha you say, if any, on the chewing gum. So we'll see that how the I could tell you bekitzur, but it's important to know the process. This is to understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Otherwise, you're going to tell me, oh, there's other sefer kitzurim says the opposite. So I'm going to tell you the process of it. So it says like this. The Tur says like this. Umiu mat'emes sh'to'emes hatavshil and tzorich levorich olav ad revi'is. If you taste the food, you're cooking in the kitchen, you want to know how the food came, how much salt, how much pepper, what other things you put over there, and you're tasting it. It says mat'emes. That the Gemara says sh'to'emes hatavshil and tzorich levorich olav. You don't need a bracha up to revi'is. Now. Mashma, afilu imutoyam uboileya. That's what the tool says. Even if you don't mean to eat, you're just tasting the food to see what I need to put more over there. Even you tasting it, and even you swallowing it, yeah, you don't have to say bracha. That's what the tool says. V'chen kosav Rambam zal matemes eno tzricha bracha ad revis. Now, so that's one shita. According to the Rambam, if you're tasting the food. I'm getting to the chewing gum later. I'm going to start with this. That's the origin of this halacha. So if you taste the food, what you're preparing, and you don't need to eat, to sit to eat, you just want to know how to fix the food, even you're going to swallow some of it. Up to revi'is, you don't have to say bracha rishona. Aval Rabbeinu Chanana, that was the sheet of the tool, he follows the Rambam. Aval Rabbeinu Chanana zal pirish, davka betoyim upoilet. When you say matemes enot tzrichom, bracha, when you tasting it, then you're spitting it out. Avalimu boileya, if you do swallow what you're tasting, afilu b'chol shu tzarich levarich. Even you're going to have a little bit of eating from what you're tasting, you do have to say bracha. That's the two shittas. Rambam, Rabbeinu Chananel. There is another sheet. I'm not going to go into it because the pois can follow those two shittas. So that's what we're going to focus on. Okay. The Beis Yosef brings, after he brings many different shittas, says the Velin Nira. That's how he concludes this halacha. The Beis Yosef. The bracha lo betimas cheich talya. The bracha rishona we're talking about now. It does not. The bracha is not because you have a taste in your palate. Elo ba'achila talya. The bracha rishona has to do with eating. You say bracha on eating. Kedichsiv v'achalta uverachta. V'achalta v'savata uverachta. The mele the bracha has to do with inyan of achila. V'achila hainu hanoas me'ayim. The definition of achila when your stomach benefits from the food. Kedivra Rosh Zal. That's the shita of the Rosh. So, V'linyan halacha. Given the Mashma, the Rambam v'Harif muskomim l'da achas, v'gam ha'vesofek brochas l'okel naktinan kevosayu, and that's what the Rambam says over here, again, without getting the whole Masa Mat, and he goes through, but if he goes like the Rambam, the two quotes the Rambam, the mat'emes anatzricha brocha ad revi'is, and even what he says before, afilu imutoyim hu boileya. And then it says because of a Rambam. So mashma, if you're tasting the food, you're preparing food, you're tasting the food, you don't mean to eat. You just want to know how to fix the food for cooking purposes. Even you swallow some of it, if it's up to revi'is, and today's day we're going to go about the shiur with other shiurim about this lamaisa, it's less than an ounce, then l'choyrem you potter from the bracha. Now, la'alocha, that's what the Shulchan Aruch brings la halacha. I'm reading from Reish Yud halacha base. Atoyim es atafshil. Eno tzorich levorech ad revi'is. If you're tasting it up to 1 ounce, va'afilu imu boileya. Even if you boil it, even you're swallowing it. V'yesh omrim. That's the shita so far. That's the shita of many Rishonim, and mainly the Rambam, what the Tur quotes the Rambam. Then he says v'yesh omrim. That's the shita of Rabbeinu Chananel. Shimu boil oil. If you do swallow what you're tasting, toon bracha, you do have to say bracha. V'lopotrus atoyem, when the Gemara says toyem potur from bracha, ela ksatoyem upoilet. When you spitting it out. You don't swallow it. According to Rabbeinu Hananel, even you're going to taste a lot of foods and the total, a lot more revius, many ounces. As long as you're spitting it out, you potter from the bracha, which is, again, there's a lot of shittas of here. I'm not going to them, just want to know halacha l'maisa. So, like this, the Rama adds. So the Mechaber brought two shittas. He brought the shitta of the Rambam. Then there's V'yesh Omrim Rabbeinu Hananel, and then the Rama concludes with Sofek Brachas L'Hokel. That's the conclusion of the Rama, and the way the Mechaber brings, they all mask him to the same shita. So according to this, like this: if you taste the food, even you swallow it, if it's less than a kazais, you don't need to eat. Even you swallow it, you put it from the bracha, even though it's a machloikas. L'maisa mitzat sofek brachas lokel will say you're not. Now let's convert this halacha to the chewing gum. One second, let me finish. Then I'm going to hear all the questions. Let's convert this halacha to the chewing gum. Chewing gum. One thing is for sure, it's not achila. Nobody eating the chewing gum. You're just chewing it, and then you're going to spit out the food. Right. Elamai, you might argue. Brachah Rishona and Shiur. That was the beginning of this halacha of Reishu. The oichel pochas mekazayis v'nim padem mishar oichlim. That you have to say bracha. You might say, then I need to say bracha. There's a taste going to your mouth. The sugar, whatever they put over there, you're tasting the sugar. You might say that's why I have to say bracha. But according to the older Rishonim who brought, I mean mainly the Rambam, the Riv, the Rambam, that if you don't eat it, you just have a te'ima. You don't need to eat. No, even you don't spit it out. According to them, even you swallow the taste, you put it from bracha, and that's la halacha how we paskin. Even though according to Rabbeinu Hananel, if you do have some kind of te'ima, you're going to have to say it. And I'm going to bring now, even according to Rabbeinu Hananel, in this case, you would be potter. I'll tell you why in a minute. Now, so this l'choira mashma, the shita again of the many Rishonim. The Rambam, the Riv, the Rambam, and the Shulchan Aruch, and the Rama. However, here is one thing. Maybe you're going to say, according to the Mogen Avram, that the halacha will change. The Mogen says you would have to say bracha. Here's what the Mogen Avram says. Now, hatoyim. I'm going reading from the Mogen Avram. When it says over here hatoyim as a tafshil, you don't have to say bracha. The Mogen Avram says. The definition of toyam, tasting, that's important to know. This also part of the Mogen Avram. Leidaim tzorich melach or tavlin. That's what Lashon of Rashi. It quotes the Rashi. Mashma dim oichel ktsas memena achar abishul leidaim utoiv mikra achila. Let's say it's already all done. The kugel is done. You're just tasting a little bit from the kugel or the cholent after it's all done, just to see how it came. It's going to be good one way or another. The question if you needed more salt, less salt, it's already ready to eat. He said, if it's very good or maybe less good, now we're going to a gray area. What do you mean to do? Okay, maybe you're going to fool yourself. You say, I want to taste, and you're really eating. But that's how he concludes. According to this, I'm again converting this halacha to the chewing gum. Chewing gum, you're not tasting it to see what it needs. It is what it is. Maybe over here, since it's like after it's done, all done, you're just seeing how good it is, or you know how it is. Maybe it's called already achila. You have the taste. Maybe you do have to say bracha. That's not yet what I refer to the Mogen. Let's go weiter. Uberekeach siman reishtes kosam. Amrinan ba'agodas Shmuel vayivdu omes yonosan mipnei shomru matemes and tzricha bracha. Ad kam l'shoynot. There's a story over there when Shaul HaMelech was fighting the enemies. Shaul HaMelech made a gezeira. That day, nobody eating. We're in a fast now. And with that schus, we're going to be fasting, the Yom Tanis and Daven. Maybe Hashem going to give us, listen to our prayer, going to give us a Yeshua, a Tshua to win the war. And Yonasan, with his shamash, with his helper, was not there. B'shas Ma'aseh didn't hear his father's gezeira. It says over there, when he found Yaras Dvash, when he found over there trees of honey, meaning sugar trees, he tasted it a little bit. So, and it says over there, the reason Yonasan was potter from the Gezerah, because Shaul HaMelech made a Gezerah, the Vichayav Misu, whoever doesn't listen to him, says the reason he was potter, he says, Mat'emes and Tzricha Broch, he really didn't eat it, it was just a Mat'emes, he just tasted it. Okay, the way they explain it. Okay, I'm not going to go to the exactly how to learn this, but that's what Lamaisa says. Since he didn't mean to eat, it's not called achila. That's why Yonasan was potter memisa. He says like this: Tzarich loymar, kevan shenafshe choshkel echel yoiser. Yonasan really would want to eat more of this. It was very little. He just tasted the sugar cane over there. Rak shenimna, he prevented us from eating further mishum isur. Because he learned later on to build your father made the gezerah, don't eat it, so he stopped. So since he wanted to eat more, and he just was toying but didn't eat more, it's mikre te'ima. That's called te'ima. So the definition of te'ima, according to the Rekeach, when I really want to eat more, but I'm stopping because I'm here just to do te'ima. So according to this, according just to this Rekeach, by the gum, you don't want to eat more, that's all you want from the gum. Mashma, if you have what you want, and there is you swallow, according to Rabbeinu Hananel, you swallow it too, and you enjoy the taste of what you swallow, the sugar, whatever, the put over there, mashma, you would say, Brachah, according to this. So let's go weiter. Mashenken, besvara Aleph, that's the svara of Rashi, the en choves lishtosh yoser, chayav levarech. Mashma, if you don't want to, lechatchila, according to this, mashma, if you don't want to eat more, chayav levarach. Again, by the chewing gum, will be chayav levarach. That according to the Bogen Avram, if you do swallow, that's the svara shniya. This is the Rabbeinu Hananel. V'yesh omrim. If you eat anything, if a te'ima, you swallow it, it's called achila. That's he's siding with Rabbeinu Hananel. So according to this, again, mashma, it boils down the gum machlokes Rambam and Rabbeinu Hananel, the Tur, the Shulchan Aruch, the Ramah, the Paskin like the Rambam, that even you swallow because you don't mean of your achila, you would be potter. Mogen Avram says, Svara Shniya Ikar Rabbeinu Hananel, the Yesh Omrim, that if you do swallow something and that's it, and especially you don't want to eat more according to the Rekeach, that's your achila, that's your achila. Mashma, you would have to say brocha on the gum. However, Halacha l'maaseh, the Kaf HaChaim, and he quotes mainly over there the Sharet Tshuva. The Kaf HaChaim brings, since the Tzovek Brochas Lokel, and as I said many times, is very consistent with that. Especially he says that he bring many poskim saying that, not only himself. He bring a bunch of poskim siding with the Shulchan Aruch and siding with the Ramah. Tzovek Brochas Lokel, he says, don't make a brocha and a matemes, even you swallow it, if it's pleasant and you mean only to taste it, don't make a brocha. We follow the major poskim, especially the majority. Now I want to say, even according to Rabbeinu Hananel and the Mogen Avram, there is a tzad to say that on the chewing gum you're not going to say bracha. Why? Over there, the Rabbeinu Hananel talks about a food. It's edible. Chewing gum, it's not edible. It's not food. Nobody swallowing chewing gums would be a big problem if you do that. So since the chewing gum, it's not a food bichlal, the whole thing is a taste only. So achila, it's not achila because you don't swallow it. Shia, it's not a shiur because the post can bring definition of shia when you drink it smoothly without chewing on it. Anything you're chewing before you swallow, it's called achila. It's not, and the chewing gum, it is the chewing gum that is called. So well, it's not achila, it's not shia. And mitzada matemes that you have, the te'ima, it's only te'ima and it's less than a kazai. The chewing gum doesn't have kazai. So anyway, the te'ima definitely less than that. The sugar you take out of it, you extract out of this little chewing gum. Mashma l'chore l'kulam of the potter. So what the Kaf HaChaim recommends, you should have a bracha b'machshava, do the bracha. And what I would add to it, if your Shema wants to be yotzeh to all the days, he should also maybe, if he wants to drink something before, eat something else, shehakol first, then have the chewing gum.